College has pushed down the youth of America more than any other path. It's taken so far that as a person here, you are viewed as someone who is not as successful or intelligent as someone who went to college. And the ironic thing is, I have friends who never went to college that make significantly more money than the people I know that did. They don't even work for themselves, they work for people. But I personally decided to go to college, and I can undoubtedly say that college left me uneducated. And I will get into that in a bit, but I want to preface this video with a couple of things. First off, there's a direct correlation in the USA to education and income. Secondly, college was without a doubt one of the best phases of my life, and the truth is I wouldn't take it back. But it's not the path I would have taken to get to where I want to go to the fastest, which for me is entrepreneurship. College is the safe path. It's the path of least resistance in America. I can't sit here and say that a steady, consistent income while slowly and consistently building wealth and paying down debt sounds terrible, because it doesn't. But I can say sitting at the desk all day, getting the cubicle 50 with a mountain of debt while living a monotonous life does in fact sound terrible. At least to me. Thirdly, I cannot change the fact that the lens of society requires a college education, because the reality is that if you are going to work for someone else, you should go to college. Not because it will teach you how to do your job better, but to certain organizations you will need it to get certain promotions. And there is a reason for that, because college proves one thing more than it can prove anything else. It shows that you have the discipline to show up consistently at least for 4 years. And the last thing before I dive into it, this video is not meant for someone who wants to work for someone else and someone who wants the safe, consistent job. And it's definitely not for someone who wants to become a doctor or a lawyer, but it may give you some insights on the reality of life post-college with your degree. Although this video is for the people who want to dive into the world of entrepreneurship. So back to my original question, why do I say that college left me uneducated? For reference, I got a degree in finance from the Western Michigan University, which is viewed as a fairly prestigious degree that offers a ton of high-paying jobs. But instead of going into the world of corporate life, I started business after college, a digital marketing agency, and now a janitorial company. And I can say without a question, I didn't learn shit from my degree that helped me advance my companies forward. Except for two things, my ability to read accounting sheets and my ability to use Excel. Both great skills, but it comes into question, are these two skills that I gained worth the $55,000 of debt that I'm in, the $640 monthly payments that slowed the growth of my companies, especially in those early months? No, they were not. Both of these skills can be learned quite easily by watching a few videos on YouTube, or are accessible on the internet, which has all the world's knowledge accessible to it. The thing about college is I was required to get 124 credits or so, but only a fraction of those credits were applicable to my degree. About 40 of them were miscellaneous classes like geography or pottery, or roughly $17,000 worth of classes, which is a waste of money when you're piling on debt. And most of the biggest things when it comes to running a business are not learned in school, but by being on the front lines growing it. Things like money management, networking, finding and leading the right staff, communication, negotiation, sales and marketing are all learned during the process of building a company. And you can take this a step further by thinking about experience. If you are a hiring manager for a marketing job and you get two applications, one has 4 years of proven marketing skills and the other has a 4-year college degree, which one would you hire? To me, the answer is obviously the marketing person. They've been in the field for 4 years working. But like I said before, you can comply with the society's rules of requiring education, because if you want to work for someone, it makes sense to. But like I said before, if you want to comply with the society's rules of requiring education, because if you want to work for someone, it makes sense to. Because people and the way society functions will disagree with me on that front. And with that question in mind, it brings you to the idea that even with a college degree, most of what you will ever learn will be on the job site. I can't change the fact that society requires a degree for certain paths. And like I said, sometimes that's actually a great thing. We don't want uneducated doctors or lawyers. And sometimes it's a really good path for someone who wants consistency and security. And also, if you get a degree, it can always be used as a backup plan. Or it could be plan B. Go start a business, and if you fail, go get a degree, and you'll end up in the same spot as everyone else. So the value of what I got from college to me was not worth the expense. Did college leave me nothing? No. But did college leave me with a lot? No. I think that there is an education out there, but it may not be in a degree. It's out there in the world. In college, I took 2 Spanish classes, and I learned more Spanish in the 2 weeks I went to Ecuador than those 8 months I spent studying. If you want to learn how to be a businessman, then go start a business, because you will learn more in 6 months than you will in 4 years at a college. Maybe you don't want to start a business right this second, because you feel you don't have the skills or the knowledge yet. And if you haven't ever done any business work, then you don't. So consider, instead of going to college, go get a job for someone who does run a business. This will allow 2 things for you. 1, the valuable insight into if this is the path that you would want to take. And 2, an education on what it takes to be successful. Keep in mind that when someone gets to a point that you want to be, it took a lot of work for them to get there. If anyone ever tells you starting a business is easy, then don't listen to them, because either they're lucky or they're lying. It's not an easy game. Good luck, and subscribe if you want to see more.